his eye out for a split second. Nice find by AD.
1-2 punch. Let's head back to Milwaukee. Lakers head coach Frank Vogel is speaking with Mike in the media on Zoom.
Well, Frank, kind words from AD there.
I try to train all my players. This is what they're supposed to say about their coach.
Right.
Done with their press conference. He probably did it. The training's kicking in.
Right. Got it. So on the game, Frank, so many threes, right? Second time that you guys have hit 19 threes. You mentioned that the spacing that you get with Mark coming in, it adds to that. But what was it tonight specifically that allowed that shot profile against the Bucks?
Well, again, taking what the defense gives you, they're a very good defensive team, in particular in guarding the paint. And if you try to force at the rim, they force a lot of misses. So you have to play paint to rate basketball. We did a good job of seeing the backside when we drew 3, 4, 5 defenders to the paint. And we rewarded great passing with shot confidence, in particular KCP, Braun in some instances. But that's you have to take what the defense gives you. We have a ton of shooters on this team, and if we make the extra pass, we have a chance to get hot like we did tonight.
Frank, we've talked in recent days about the paint defense, and you said you wanted to focus a little bit more on the low man. AD mentioned that the weak side help has to come a little better. But tonight, and then just in general, what are you seeing overall defensively this season, and where would you like to keep improving as Milwaukee got, almost 60 points in the paint tonight?
Yeah, I thought we slipped in the last 3-4 games, forgetting wins and losses with low man recognition, making sure that we were really protecting the rim and committing to that part of our defense. And even though they got 60 points in the paint, that's what they do. They bring the threat of the three ball to attack the rim. But, I don't know exactly how many, but I believe we took or attempted to take at least 10 charges tonight. And, that's what we want. We want collisions at the rim. Hopefully that are charges or vert plays where we can get out on the break. But we made some big plays, with regard to Giannis in particular. And, when you take a few charges on a guy like that, hopefully he gets a little more hesitant, attacking the rim. And I thought he threw some of those out afterwards. That led to missed threes and, helped us get on the break. So we did a better job with it tonight, but, obviously we've still gotta keep improving.
Wow. Hey, Frank, Milwaukee obviously was leading early in the first half and had a lot of points in the paint and transition opportunities. Did you feel like you guys had sort of adequate energy at the start of the game? And if not, what brought sort of the urgency or brought you guys into it?
Yeah, I didn't have a problem with our energy the whole night. I think we had some plays offensively where we had poor balance, and we've had a couple games in a row in transition where we're so focused on Steph Curry, Giannis Antetokounmpo that we're losing guys, and that happened a ton tonight. We have to improve with that. We still have to make sure that we match up to everyone on the floor, in particular not letting guys get behind our defense. Just an area to clean up and hopefully learn from in a win.
And the Lakers get the win 113-106. They go to 12-4. The Bucks go to 9-6. LeBron does it all. 34 points, 8 assists, 6 boards. Kenny Pope, season high, 23, 7 threes, 3 rebounds. Anthony Davis, 18, 9, and 6. He scored 8 of those in the opening quarter. AD, I love this. He's speaking with Mike in the media.
Hey, what's up, Anthony? You guys have been shooting the ball well all year, but 19 more threes tonight. What did you see as the key there and how you were able to get looks and knock them down and how much of a difference it made?
We just get into the paint. Last game we had 18 paint touches in the first quarter and then 18 in the entire second half. And, when we get to the paint, we're able to finish or be able to kick out to our shooters and let them make some open threes. And tonight we was able to get into the paint, knowing this is the defense who protects the paint, 5 guys in the paint, and, guys made the right pass.
On the flip side, Milwaukee was able to score in the paint a lot tonight. I believe it was 58 points in the paint. Frank said that's been a focus in the last film session. What have you been seeing defensively, and how do you think that can get shored up a bit better?
That has been very good with our low man, which is, our help side defense. We're depending on guys to play one-on-one a lot, containing their man. And, And, you know, we're a defensive-minded team. You know, we rely on each other to help. You know, guys are good in this league. Guys are going to get beat. Guys are going to make tough shots, but we got to be able to help our teammates. And we're usually good around, you know, the three-point area, you know, three-point line, you know, about a break where we help guys out. But once they get in the paint, you know, that guy who's supposed to be in rotation is haven't been there for us, and we missed it a couple times tonight as well. So, you know, we got to be better at that.
Bill Orm.
Hey, D. You know, so much was made last summer about LeBron finishing second to Giannis in MVP. Obviously, you also in DPOY. Did that add any motivation or juice to this matchup tonight for you guys?
No. No, that was last season. Honestly, no one, you know, had brought that up or talked about it. You know, our motivation was not losing 2 in a row tonight, and we were able to get that accomplished. I mean, you know, he's a great player on both sides of the ball. And, you know, he deserved them. You know, for us, we just try to go out there and win basketball games.
Al?
Hey, D. You know, it seemed like you know, the team was trying to get you a lot of post-ups in late in the game, and then you have, you know, 3 assists, I think, on 3 critical baskets in a little stretch in the fourth quarter. What was the adjustment for you, and how did you kind of adapt your mentality to how you were operating out of the post?
Right now, I'm so hard on myself, man. I think I suck right now. Man, I'm not making shots. I'm not making free throws. But I think tonight my aggressiveness, you know, just being in the post and getting to the paint, you know, allow guys to get open. And, you know, I trust, you know, my teammates. You know, AC hit one for me. Brian hit one, and Kenny hit one. And they're in the right spots where I want those guys when I have the ball in the post, and was able to just make the read, you know, with their guys doubling or collapsing to the paint when I get there, and was able to kick it out, and those guys made shots. So, yeah, I think just my aggressiveness tonight opened up the floor for everyone, and you know, that's the only way I feel like, you know, I'm going to get out of this, you know, funk or whatever, you know, that I'm in, you know. So I put a lot of pressure on myself to be a better basketball player each and every game, and you know, that's what I'm going to continue to do.
Dave?
AD, whether it was explicit or not going into the game and you guys talking about the matchup with Giannis, when you look at the score sheet after the game, you see you hold the back-to-back MVP, or not hold him, you contribute to him having 9 turnovers. Is there a level of satisfaction in terms of, I know you take pride in the defense, that you guys were able to, you know, have that type of effect on a guy you mentioned as a great player?
Yeah, I mean, it's a team defense. You know, everyone, just not the guy on the ball, is helping guard him. The league has created this, you know, phrase, the Giannis Law, and because he's so good in transition, and you load up, he makes the right plays, and I think Wes kind of helped us out tonight. You know, being able to play with him last year, they give us a little insight on the things that they like to run and they like to do. But it's a team defense. It's a team effort on everyone. You know, who's on the other side of the ball. You know, I think, you know, myself, Markeith, Bron, Trey, Vogel, you know, guys are just being physical and trying to limit his paint touches and, you know, make other guys beat us. So I didn't know he had 9 turnovers, but that was a hell of a job for us defensively.
All right, we've got time for a couple more. Rachel Nichols?
Hey, AD, I'm doing a project asking guys what they remember about the first time they ever played against Kobe Bryant. So I don't know if it was your rookie year or preseason game, but the very first time you played against him on the court, what do you remember from that night?
The very first time in the NBA, I don't remember. I remember, I think it was either my first year or my second year. We were playing in New Orleans, and I think it was a team with Kobe, Dwight, and everything. And it's the year that I think Kobe, actually against us, he tore something in his right shoulder. I want to say his labrum or something. And you know, he was holding the shoulder after he drove to the basket. I'm like, man, something wrong with the shoulder. And I was on the bench, and you know, timeout, and he comes back into the game. I'm like, he's tough. You know, he's still going to continue to play. And he comes down the very next play. They throw the ball to him in the post, and I think Dante Cunningham is guarding him. And, you know, he takes 2 dribbles, you know, and, you know, does a shimmy and shoot the ball left-handed, and it goes in. And I just kind of, like, stared at him down the court and looked at the bench. And I was just amazed that, you know, a guy who, you know, is right-handed just comes in and say, you know, okay, I'm just going to shoot left-handed and play left-handed. So that's one of my earliest memories in the league of Kobe.
Do you remember him saying anything to you, or were you too scared to say anything to him?
No, I didn't say anything. I was on the bench, and so the game kept going on, but I didn't say anything. I didn't say anything to him. I was just amazed that, you know, he would attempt a shot like that.
Thanks, AD.
Yeah.
Last question, BT.
What's up, AD? Kenny was 7 for 10 from the field tonight, and he shot the ball exceptionally well. How confident does he appear to be right now? And when he's making a shot like that, how does that open the offense for you guys?
He's playing extremely well on both ends of the floor. His confidence is very high. We expect him to make shots. He expects himself to make shots, and we're finding him. You know, he takes excuse me. It's not COVID, guys. The air is a little dry out here. You know, he's a big time shot taker and a big time shot maker. And you know, when he got it going, we looked for him. We kind of got on him in the Golden State game about not taking the shot that was open for him late in the game, and he came out tonight and let it fly. So, you know, when he got it going like that, and guys are making shots, it opened up the paint for all our drivers and makes the game a lot easier for us.
Thank you.
Yeah. Frank Vogel is the most handsome coach I ever had. Oh, what's up, Coach?
Well, Pope, I'm going to ask you to just grab your hand real quick. Is it still hot? Is it cooled down yet?
A little bit. It's warm, but it's a little cold in here. That's why I kind of got this towel over my head.
Got you.
I feel good.
Yeah, so you came into this season, Kentavious, talking about your confidence level coming out of the bubble in which you played so well to help the Lakers secure the title last year. Clearly, that's been the case as the season has gone on, and most notably from 3, you came in 3rd in the NBA and then hit 7 more tonight. Can you just get into your rhythm a little bit and what you've been seeing from the guys?
You know, still learning some of the other guys that like to post Trez, Mark, you know. But, you know, just all about just finding that open spot, you know, so they can be able to see me, you know, if they need to pass it out, you know, just being in the open spot.
Your teammate Alex Caruso had that dagger 3 from the corner. LeBron hit a bunch of threes tonight, right? There are a lot of guys that have been in the high 40s so far this season. How about just the looks that the team is getting, Kentavious? Why do you think those seem to have gotten better even from last year?
I've said it last time, just touching that paint. You know, every time we touch that paint, you know, things open up for us, you know, for our kick-out threes. And then when we offensive rebound, you know, it's a big thing Frank always preach. It's called Corvers. You know, we kick it out for threes. You know, that's when they're mostly open. But it's all about just us touching that paint, you know, and drawing defense and then kicking out, you know, and then making an extra pass.
Got you. Last thing for you, Kentavious. A little bit different from how you guys typically win games, right? Milwaukee scores a bunch in the paint. You guys hit a ton of threes, have a free throw line advantage. How do you feel about just the way the team is playing this year overall, and where do you think you guys would still like to get to, even as you have the best record in the league?
No, we still got a lot to improve on. You know, we still a lot of still new guys. You know, we still trying to figure things out, but you know, it's coming along as quick as possible, you know, that I thought it was going to take a minute to do. But it's coming along as far as that chemistry on the court and off the court. And just really just playing for each other. You know, we out there, our defense really get our offense going when we get in transition. And we know where we know we're best at.
All right, Kenny, I'd tell you to go stick your hand in an ice bath, but you may as well just keep